Okay. Right. Dang, I fell asleep for a second, bro. Like, hello, Jake, Rivera, Driftmaster. Incursion. I don't know how to pronounce that. Welcome. Why are you streaming so late for me, bro? It's late for me too, to be honest. Nah, so the last time this happened, it was like afternoonish. So I wanted to do it a bit later just in case different people from different time zones wanted to join. Don't want to do it at the same time every month. Alright, fellas, check the description. That'll tell you how to actually enter. Let me pin that. There we go. And then pin this. Alright, there we go. Yeah, you're need check the stream description. It's the same as it always is, really, but yeah. Make sure you put ID and then followed by a colon, right? So it should look like this. And then you can put a space if you want. The space is optional. But then, you know, you put your number ID in there. It doesn't really, whatever your in-game ID is after that. But it needs to have the ID and then the colon, right? Popcat guy, welcome. Love my vids. Much appreciated. League of Clan chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's very important top secret things are happening in there. We're definitely not doing some completely random, like, alright. Baymaster says, should he buy Brick House? And that's a decent question, so I'm going to start with his. Oh. That's an interesting build. I don't think you really need Brick House. I mean, you don't have Aegis. I think you should have gotten Aegis. And I think you should get Killshot, to be honest, for as lame as Killshot is. It is useful. You don't have anything that's fast in here. In fact, the fastest that you have is Orion, which is not that fast. You got the achievement skin for it, though. That's nice. I get the impression that this is not your normal hangar, in which case I don't really have any idea. Like, I don't really have any idea of how to help, because I don't really know what I'm looking at. But if this is your normal hangar, then try to get rid of the Zephyr and the Sentinel. Replace the Sentinel with an Aegis. Replace the Zephyr with, like, a kill shot or something. Brick House, you probably end up getting it for the sake of easy tier stars, but if you don't need it, I wouldn't bother with it, because it's not really going to do your hangar any good, to be honest. That is your normal hangar? Okay. Irish, hello. Should I spend money on Revokers or Stormracks? It's an interesting question. It depends on what your hangar looks like, to be honest. If you wanted me to look at your hangar, I will need you to give me your ID with the question, because obviously that's the only way for me to go check it. But yeah, Stormrack is more reliable in terms of, like, you can use it on more stuff, but Revoker is technically stronger. But you know, you only really use Revoker on, like, a few things, like specifically Surge, maybe Eclipse and Free for All, stuff like that. Airplane dude, should I save up for Graviton Panther or Eclipse? In tier 7. Alright. You don't even have a Panther in here at the moment. I think both would be decent, but Eclipse would be the better of the two. Gravitons on Eclipse, I think, is really nice for like free for all, especially. Oh, is some guy spamming? Thank you, Sentry. So yeah, especially like you know, lower square power. Having a Graviton Eclipse in like specifically free for all is gonna do. It should do pretty well. Ember Surge as well. I have an idea for fix of the new weapon. I'll put it in the comments of the next video you post. We'll also try sending it to devs. I mean, okay, fair enough, but I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things that they could do to fix it. It's just a matter of, like, what are they willing to do, right? Yuchia. What should I buy next? I'm close to tier 6, but I don't have tier 6. Okay, I was just about to say, please separate the 6 into the ID, because yeah, I have no idea if that's gonna actually count. But you did. So long as So long as you put it in there correctly, then it'll be fine. Like, it counts the last time that you put it in. These IDs will be collected by a bot after the stream ends, and that's why you have to put the thing in correctly, right? That's why it's important that you put it in. It's why it's important that you follow the rules, you pay attention to what you're doing and how you're doing it, because it's going to be collected by a bot. I'm not going to be personally sifting through every single one of these, right? I'm not going to be writing them all down. So it's important that you write it correctly. And yeah, so the way that it works is the last ID that you put into the chat, that's the one that it counts. So let's say you put in your ID, and then 10 minutes later you put in the ID of your alt or a friend of yours or something like that. It's going to override it. It's going to once I collect the IDs from the stream, the bot is going to only collect your friend's ID after that. So it's going to go for the one that the latest, most recent one that you do. Which means if you screw up, just put it in again, just put it in correctly, and you're fine. I forget, what did he say? What should I buy next? I'm close to tier 6, but I don't have tier 6. Okay. Tier 6 is Panther, Killshot, Sentinel. You already have Panther and Killshot. Aegis is the obvious one. Arctorn Stalker. It's very interesting. The Ember Guns might be better on Killshot, to be honest. But yeah, try to get Aegis, because it's at least a top 10 mech, even if it's not top 5. I don't know if it's top 5 anymore, but it's close to it, right? Really, really strong mech. And it's epic. So getting it as soon as possible is the best choice that you can make, honestly, because it's really strong. And I would replace probably the Stalker or the Zephyr, whichever one you think doesn't do, whichever one you think does the least amount of work for you. Kind of up to you. Should I buy Disruptor or Disc Launcher? If you're talking about Disc Launcher 8, Disc Launcher 8's really strong when you get it, when you first get it. Later on, when you have like the Disc Launcher 12 or whatever, those aren't really good by the time you unlock them. That's not really worth it. But when you first unlock Disc Launcher 8, that's a very solid weapon. It's like, it's probably like the strongest build. At least the last I heard, people are telling me like Disc Launcher 8 on Aegis is like the strongest build for that stage of the game. So just took my Aegis to 6 stars. Nice. Ooh, I fixed my YouTube chat. Wait, what'd you do to it? What happened? Catch up going to rank up Eclipse and swap weapons, Civic Eclipse and Chungus. Any other suggestions? I hate dash mix, by the way. Looking to replace Panther because it's boring. Open to spending. Okay. So you're going to put the disruptors on Eclipse. And the nades on Chungus. I'm not sure if you necessarily want to do that, to be honest. Nade Eclipse is not that bad. Definitely better than Disruptor. Ember Vortex. Replacing Panther. Well, you have a good shielded mech here, and then you have an aggressive tank here. It would probably be a good idea to get something that's at least moderately fast. Possibly Redeemer. So, like, Redeemer with nades or Disruptor would probably be pretty decent. And then the Gravitons on Eclipse would be pretty good. And then just whatever's left on Brick House, because it's obviously going to be the weakest of the three. Though I suppose you could also do Orion. These are your two faster mechs. You don't always need multiple fast mechs. I don't know how often you play CPC. If you don't play CPC very much, then you definitely don't really need a lot of fast mechs. But, you know, you could replace this with Orion for like an extra, a different DPS build. Would be pretty good. Not with Graviton, though. Graviton Orion's pretty bad. It said sign into chat, but I was absolutely signed in, bruh. Oh, okay. Classic. Yeah, man, it takes me like a solid 2 minutes just for my freaking live chat to load half the time. To be fair, I think that's technically an issue with Opera. Has a lot of struggles with that. Same. Yeah, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. That's why pretty much every time I start streaming, I say the same thing. The first thing I say is like, hold on, let me get chat up. Let me wait for the chat to load. Like, and it takes a minute. Opera or Opera GX? Opera GX. I mean, when someone says Opera, I assume they probably mean Opera GX. Just swapped from Opera to DuckDuckGo because I reinstalled Windows today and was sick of Opera doing odd things. Fair enough. Microsoft Edge superior? Oh, hell no. Lenny and Alter, I'm gonna need you to put the keyword, the ID colon thing right in front of your in-game ID. Otherwise, it's not going to count for the giveaway portion anyway. Griffin, let's see if I win twice in a row. Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway, Alter said, I want to get to tier 6, but I need 8 more stars. I don't know what to get. Okay. You want to get 2 tier 6. Isn't this a tier 6 mech, though? Okay. Orion too, I think. So are you in tier 6 and you're trying to get to 7, or are you in 5 and you're trying to get to 6? It's tier 5, I believe? No. Absolutely not. No, Aegis is in tier 5, Sentinel's in tier 6. You're gonna go now? Alright, Sentry. Take care. Have a good night. Honestly, I don't know anymore. Bro, look, okay, look. Gear Hub. Let's confirm this. Tier 4, Tier 5, Aegis. Tier 6, Sentinel. Killshot, Panther, Orion, yeah. I deal with this stuff a lot, so yes, I have at least that memorized. RuFFles win more stream mod? What do you mean? Bye, Sentry. Make Azerite a mod to time people out. Okay. If he wants it. Do you want it? Hold on. Azerite, do you want it? I don't want to just do it. Okay, tier 7. Add as standard moderator. There you go. Alright, so you're in 6 and you're trying to get to 7. Okay, in that case, get Panther, get Killshot. Panther's gonna do better than Sentinel. Killshot's gonna do better than Zephyr. You could also replace the Stalker. I don't know how strong that is. Probably not very, because it only has 12 energy. Or no, it has 16 energy. You ranked it up. Yeah, but both of those are really strong. So now I can go in peace. Good night. Have a good night, Sentry. Noah says, what should I get next? I'm trying to start my own clan. How do I succeed as a clan leader? I mean, I don't, that's kind of a unrelated question, to be honest. I'll check your hangar, but like, yeah, it's not really a related question. It kind of depends. I would say to a large extent, it helps if you actually like know a couple people who are willing, they're like looking to join your clan first, and then they join your clan, and then you can pick up more people from there. Because if it's just like if you just like start a clan and then you just start like inviting random people that you don't know, more than likely it doesn't end up turning into anything. Unless you have, you know, like specific goals, unless you're doing specific things, being like hyper competitive or whatever. But that's probably not super common. Ghost Rifle 4. This is kind of funny. I like that. Yo, freaking rank 6 level 4 Redux. That's great. In terms of your hangar, Redux is not strong at all. I would not put anything more into it if I were you. You don't really have any fast mech, so this is the only fast mech that you have, and it has a beam build, which is not great. In fact, you have 3 beam builds. This probably does decent at 6k SP, but I doubt it does fantastic. I would say try to get Aegis, like I said before, to one of the other guys. Aegis is incredibly strong. Panther as well. I would try to get Aegis to replace the Redox. This is a good mech. And then probably Killshot to replace the Zephyr or the Brick House, whichever one you feel like is doing worse. And then give it some type of like high damage weapon, which would be either like a close quarters weapon, like could be like a fragment gun, but it also could be like missile rack or something like that that does a lot of damage in a single burst. EMs are decent, yeah. Especially when you're lower SP and you don't have to deal with many shield mods. Clan reviews stream when Pablo understands the concept of when Pablo's able to continue the payday, the trend thing, whatever you want to call it. Payday, yeah. Payday 2. Suplex. Trying to get Eclipse to replace Aegis or get nades and upgrade Aegis. Definitely don't replace Aegis. It's very good. If you're gonna get Eclipse, replace the Killshot. It's kind of like, yeah, it's not that strong, to be honest. Killshot is just what you use until you get No Matter Surge. So it's really good when you first get it, because it's the first good dash mech that you get access to. But then after that, yeah, like it's not the end goal, obviously. So if you're gonna get Eclipse, I would replace this. If you were to upgrade your nades, or if you were to get nades, you could put them on Aegis. You could upgrade your Aegis as well, which isn't bad. Missile rack as well. Railgun and Orion. Yeah, I don't really know which one would do better, because your missile rack is rank 5. And you have seemingly you have a maxed pilot but level 1 implants. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know which one would do better right off the bat. I suppose it's something that you could mess around with. But I think the nade 10 is for credits, but the 8 is 8 coins, so that's not really worth buying. The 10 is good, but yeah, the 8, I don't know if I wouldn't really say that 8's worth getting. So it might be worth just sticking with Missile Rack for now. Upgrading Aegis is a good idea. Getting Eclipse is a good idea. Looks pretty solid as of right now. Should work very well for 6k. Toxic. Yeah, I'm prioritizing people who actually have something in the form of like context. you know? I have Aegis in a second hangar. This guy, that's an I think. IS 547, going to rank up Eclipse and then do Nade Eclipse and Storm Aegis. Ooh, this is nice. Nade Eclipse and Storm Aegis is pretty good. For sure. Very solid. Honestly, yeah. You got a really strong hangar started here. This is obviously going to be your weakest build. Like, Eclipse is strong, Aegis is strong. Even Disruptor Eclipse. At this level, Disruptor Eclipse is good. Nade Aegis is great. This is great. This is great. This might be decent, but it's not. It's not very good. Sentinel's not fantastic. I would recommend getting either Panther or Orion to replace this as like your heavy DPS, your damage dealer. These are good damage dealers. They do a lot of damage, but they're not necessarily going to last for very long. Bro, you need to chill. And I don't think you necessarily need another tank. Though Panther is more defensive between the two. So you could do like Graviton 10s on Panther. And that's a pretty good one. But otherwise, yeah, it's a solid plan. Cold, welcome. Also aiming for Disruptor to replace Sentinel. Disruptor Orion to replace Sentinel. Okay. I would not stick with Disruptor for too long. Because as soon as you start fighting enemies that like regularly have perimeter multi-layer shields, then Disruptors become very, very weak. It takes multiple shots just to take down the shield, and that's obviously not ideal. Especially since each shot, has like a 3-4 second reload. Make sure you're putting a colon between ID and your number. Check the stream description, of course. So it's important. It's important. Okay. Your thing should look like it should look like this, right? You should have these three. These three is basically the keyword. This is what I'm going to be searching for, essentially. Well, not me strictly. It's going to be a bot that's searching for it. And the fact that it's a bot means that if you do it wrong in any way, I'm not going to catch it for you. No one's going to catch it for you. It is a bot that's collecting these. So, if it's put in incorrectly, then it's simply not going to be seen. When's the giveaway? I need to sleep in like 15 minutes. So long as you put your ID in, then the bot is going to enter you in. You're in the giveaway. As long as you put it in correctly at least one time, then you're in the giveaway. You don't have to worry about it. If you end up winning, then you won't find out until you wake up tomorrow, but you'll still win. It is incredible how hard it is to understand such a basic instruction. I know. I almost feel like I do myself a disservice by doing this once a month because it's just infrequent enough to where everybody forgets by the time it rolls around again. Feisty, hello. Payday 22. No. You don't need to put in the Payday 22. I do appreciate it. And if you could tell Pablo to say Payday 23, then I would appreciate that. No, more details. I have all the old mechs in Tier 8 and Vortex. Would please try to answer my question again? I'm sorry if I accidentally made you look dumb. What was your question? You're gonna have to just ask everything and provide all the context all over again. I would appreciate it. As well as your ID if you want me to look at your hangar again. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna remember it. Payday 22 ID real. Yeah. He was clan guy? Oh. He was the guy with, like, the EM Scorpius? I don't know. Nah, bruh, okay. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Invest in third close quarter legendary pilot for Nomad. Or save for Lodestar for Nade 10 or 12. Or Nomad. Or Aegis. Many options. So you have these three. Wait. You already have 3 legendary close quarters pilots, though. Oh, you just mean, oh, that's right. Okay, so you mean, you know, upgraded. You don't know if you should upgrade it. I mean, I feel like you get it to, like, you could get it to rank 4, maybe even rank 5, just by grinding the experience and save yourself the A coins. Once you get it to that point, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's not worth grinding experience. Just use A coins, bro. That's my personal opinion. It costs like 1,000 A coins to get the the last 2 ranks or something like that. So, yeah. So you could max this out with less than 1,000 A coins, I would bet. Anyway, all of this is really good. I'm not fully convinced that you really need to go for anything else. Like the Embers, yeah, the Embers are sort of subpar nowadays, but you're at 8k. You're not going to be fighting that many people with super strong multi-layer mods. And even if you do, Ember is not... It's not bad, it's just not nearly as good as Revoker, I should say. In which case, you know, it's not like nades are going to do better. Ember Gun's still pretty good. I would say just invest in what you have. You have a level 4 Aegis, level 3 Eclipse. Yeah. If you have Storm 12, then try to max your Aegis. If you have Minigun 12, try to max your Eclipse. Otherwise, just kind of let it be what it is. You could put your A-coins into pilots if you don't have either of those weapons. it's kind of pointless to max them out if you don't have the higher energy variants. So, you know, if you're looking to put your Aquins into something, pilots is pretty good. Because I will say pilots are one of the cheapest ways to get stronger. Like, you can max a legendary pilot with 3,000 Aquins. Which is about... That's about how much it costs for, like, a freaking mech rank up, right? It costs almost 3,000 Aquins for one single mech rank up. But you could get a legendary pilot from rank 1, level 1 to basically maxed with that amount. So, yeah. Which also, you know, it also gives you the option to use higher level implants. But also, the max stat boost, you see this? The difference between... well, this goes up gradually. Close quarters weapon damage, this goes up gradually each level, but this does not. You get like a 12% just like sudden jump in HP. Wait, did I see? Oh, okay, never mind. Bruh, I saw the search dash distance and I read that as nomad dash distance and I was like, oh, hold on, why do you have that? No, I'm just dumb. %70 damage boost, yep. Dino Boy, in tier 7, what to buy next? Pretty straightforward. Alright. You got Eclipse, that's good. Got Redeemer, Killshot, Panther, Brick House. Alright, so you're buying things from tier 7, which have been Graviton 10 and Brick House. In terms of the mechs that you have, they're not bad. I would probably replace Redeemer with Aegis though, if you have Aegis anyway. It would be better. 'Cause this isn't really a tank, let's be honest. Let me check real quick. Yeah, Eclipse and Brick House, that's good. But then there's also... Oh, okay. Graviton 10's in tier 6, not in tier 7. I thought it was in tier 7. There's not a lot of good items that are like actually available for free to play in tier 7, to be honest. I think Cryo Launcher 16 is credits, but that's like not a fantastic weapon. So there's that. Some of these weapons are decent, but they cost 8 coins, like Nade 16. I'm not really sure if I'd recommend going for that. Missile Rack 16, not really sure I'd recommend going for that. No, let me just... Hold on, let me check this again. Missile Rack 16 might actually not be bad, though, because you could put it with an 8 on a 24 energy mech and do pretty well. If you had the 12, that'd be even better, though, because then you could have it for a 20 energy. I definitely wouldn't do this build. I don't know what's going on with this. I'd probably put the missile racks on Killshot, to be honest. EM rifle plus javelin rack's not going to do you any good. Disruptor and Javelin Rack, that's not really going to do very well. These two builds are great. This I'd probably swap with like an Aegis with some type of brawler-ish weapon, which would be like possibly nades. Or even like chain gun, to be honest. Like if you did like chain gun 10 and 6, both of which are credits. Should do pretty decent at that SP anyway. Good morning from Nigeria. Good morning to you too. It's barely morning. It's it's a little past midnight for me. Technically it's morning, so. He's years away from having a 24 energy mech. Nah, I was thinking like possibly like Panther or something. And that is why I said a 12 would have been better. Alright. I've been stuck trying to upgrade by next. What should I buy? I'm in the Zephyr tier, which is tier 5, I think. Yes, tier 5 does have Zephyr. Alright. Oh, this is pretty good. This is... Okay. You have access to Aegis now. Tier 5 has Aegis. Just replace the areas with Aegis. And the minigun 12 won't fit the 16 energy exactly, but it should do pretty well. Aegis is a really good mech. It's S tier mech, right? So I always recommend everybody get it as soon as possible. Like Guardian's good when you get it, but then it loses value later on. Killshot's good when you get it, but then it loses value later on. Aegis is not that way. Aegis is just good. So definitely get that. This guy needs to chill. It's not letting me log him. Or it's not letting me decline because the game's freaking tripping. But yeah, 2 dash mechs, that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to like restart the game. Hold on. Aegis is too expensive for me. I mean, not everything costs credits. If you only spend the least amount possible, then you're not gonna get good stuff. That's just the way it is. If you can't afford it now, that's fine. Just, you know, save up your Acorns, wait until you can get it, and then get it. Like I said, Aegis is one of the most important mechs for people to get, because it's immediately going to be super strong. And it's not like some of these other mechs that get weaker later on. It stays strong. So like I really can't recommend it enough. No webcam? Nah, bro. I'm freaking tired. I want people to see me. Mixusduck, nice name, but also make sure you put a colon between the ID and your ID number. This goes to Keshav as well. I am drinking caramel apple flavored pop. Send help. Oh, is it good though? I feel like that could pretty easily be really good, but also pretty easily be really bad. It's one of the. It sounds like the sort of thing that you could easily mess up. It's decent. Fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't sound like the sort of thing that I would drink very often. Like, A life tech genius. Hello, welcome. Jonah, I don't know what I should. Should I prioritize Zephyr or something else? Okay, not Zephyr. Zephyr is one of those mechs that after you get it, it becomes the name. Okay. Noted. Your message was you've gotten the message across. Zephyr's one of those mechs that becomes bad after a while. Like not too long after you get it, it becomes kind of meh. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to people who are like, Aegis is too expensive, or I don't wanna get Aegis because I don't want to spend A coins. Like, Aegis is the best A coin investment that you're going to have in a really long time. Jet plane, yeah. No, that definitely was a jet. Okay. It seems like this guy's in, or about, he's either in tier 5 or about to be in tier 5. Yeah, get Aegis. You could buy Zephyr because it's credits and it's easy to get. And like I said, it is decent when you get it, but it's not great. Aegis will just immediately be able to replace Ares for the most part. Whereas Zephyr is kind of like it's a slightly different playstyle. It's not necessarily something that you actually want in your hangar right now. It wouldn't necessarily synergize with your hangar is what I'm saying. Yeah, don't spam Popcat guy. Thank you, Ezra. Minigun 6s. It's very interesting. Yeah, so an Aegis with these minigun 6s might be pretty legit. It'll have 16 energy, but this Guardian has 16 energy too, to be fair, so. Yeah. I think Redeemer's also in that tier. You could use that to replace Slingshot. Redeemer is the only decent scout in that tier. Otherwise, you'd have to wait till tier 6 to get Killshot. Toxic is looking to see what he should buy next. Okay. Hey, Pablo. Let's go. Pablo Hangar Briview, yeah. Yeah, if he wants it. Pablo, if you want it, let me know. I'll do yours right after this. This guy, ooh, okay. So, EM's on Orion. That's fine. EM's on Aegis. Not so good. Minigun 8 so expensive. Why? Yeah, no, don't get Minigun 8. No legendary weapon. Okay. So, I don't recommend anyone get any legendary weapon that is below 10 energy. So don't worry about 6s, don't worry about 8s. Unless it costs credits, but even then it's kind of an arm and a leg in terms of credits. It's really expensive. They charge you they charge you the same amount for an 8 as they charge you for a 16. But you're getting half the value. So I do not believe that it's actually worth doing, and you're going to replace it pretty much immediately after, so yeah. Okay, so this is good, this is good, this is good, this is pretty good. This is terrible, though. You're gonna want to replace this. And you'll probably want to replace it with, like, nades, possibly missile rack? 16 energy, so if you have a missile rack, if you have missile rack 8s, then that would be pretty good. In terms of what to buy next, I don't know if you necessarily need to worry about buying anything at the moment. Like, you have a really good lineup here. You just have to upgrade what you have, figure out what you want to replace. It's kind of up to you. Although if I was going to replace anything, it'd probably be the Orion. What is there in tier... What is there in tier 7 that you could even replace it with, though? Yeah, I don't know. Single EM16 Orion's only gonna, it's only gonna be useful for so long, though, is the problem. What should I buy, Surge or Eclipse? Generally, Surge is better, but if you grind free-for-all a lot, then probably Eclipse is better. Is Nade 12 Eclipse a good build? Yes, it can be. It can be a very good build. It requires a sort of specific playstyle, though. I have 3 Hangar presets. I have all the old mechs and Vortex from Tier 8. What new mechs should I get next? What mechs that I have should I upgrade? What weapons do I to upgrade? Okay. Gotcha. So, don't worry about that. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. This is the guy, yeah, I said not to worry about this. Bastion's decent, but honestly, it lost a lot of value after mods. I wouldn't bother with it. Nothing in this hangar, I would say, is worth worrying about. Aegis, very, very good. Orion is a really good mech, but most people don't use it long term. It's more so the type of thing people just get so that they have like a decent build before they get something better. Gatecrasher's kind of mid, Onyx is kind of mid. You could upgrade Missile Rack. Okay, so the Vortex isn't in here, but Vortex is a really good mech. Vortex is great. Between Aegis and Vortex, I would say Vortex is better. So I would upgrade that. In terms of what new mechs you should get, I would try to get some of the stronger scouts. So, like, if you don't have Surge, then get that, because Surge is still the strongest mech in the game. If you don't have Eclipse, then get that. That was released for Aquans recently, and it's stupidly strong, especially in free-for-all. In terms of weapons, I don't see anything like specifically great that you have in any of these hangars. But like missile rack's pretty good. Nade launcher would be slightly better in most cases though. Minigun's a good weapon to invest in. Ember gun is another good one to invest in if you go the Surge and or Eclipse route. So yeah. Yeah, I would focus on that stuff. Master games. Oh no. You know, I didn't actually open up Discord for this. Should I unlock Nade Launcher or Zephyr? Which, the Nade 10? I don't know. Both of them are worth getting. I would say it's always worth getting Zephyr, but it's just not worth upgrading it because it's this sort of thing that you're going to want to keep. Zephyr is pretty decent when you first get it. Griffin, my hangar is scuffed. I'm free to play on tier 6. What to upgrade? I have tons of resources saved up. Hey, nice. Oh, that is kind of scuffed. Good ages, though. Good ages. And Orion. Okay, so you'd probably want to... If you can avoid getting Redeemer, that would be a good idea, because then you could immediately go for Kill Shot. Panther is one I would try to get. Like, Panther is still meta-worthy, so... And it's an epic mech. You know, I always recommend people get the strongest epic mechs that they can, because those are the cheapest. Like, that's the cheapest amount of power that you're ever going to get. So get that sooner rather than later. Tier 6 has... Yeah, no, Tier 6 has Killshot and Panther. You said he was in Tier 6, okay. So, yeah, so get Killshot and Panther to replace... probably Arachnos and Stalker. In terms of weapons... The Graviton 10, I believe, is in Tier 6. That's a good one to get. Chain Gun 10 as well, especially if you have the Chain Gun 6. If you bought the Chain Gun 6 from, like, tier... What is it? Freaking tier 5? Tier 4? One of them. So if you bought the Chain Gun 6 already, then you could do a Chain Gun 10 and 6, and that's pretty strong. Chain Gun is, I would say, arguably stronger than Graviton Beam, so... At least for lower level players. So if you can get that, that would be ideal. If you don't have the 6, then I probably wouldn't worry a lot about it. And the Graviton would probably be fine. You have Nade 10, yeah, okay. Ember 6 is Ember Gun 8, I think, is for credits, and you could put those on Kill Shot. That'd be pretty decent. Helix Rack 8, I feel like it's not really something you need to worry about. Though you could throw them on... You could put them on, like, Orion or yeah, honestly, I would put them on Orion. Then I put the Disc Launcher on Aegis, which is a much stronger build. And then Ember on Kill Shot to replace this. And then the Panther would have 20 energy, so I'd try to get the Panther as well as either Graviton 10 or Chain Gun 10, and then try to duplicate that pretty much immediately. Or as quickly as possible, anyway. So yeah. Yeah, that'll probably last you for a while. Should I buy minigun 10s for my Eclipse or rank up my Orion for an EM 12 and 8 build? EM Rifle Orion's not something that I would recommend people put into their hangar, but it is usable. So if it's a thing that you really want to use, then I guess you can go for it. But miniguns are going to be the better option. Hey, tier 4 ID. Why you keep saying hey? I feel like you think something's happening that's actually not happening. But also make sure you put a colon in between the ID and your ID number. So like it should look like this. It should look like this. And then after that you put in your ID number, which is like whatever, right? But these three characters, the I, the D, and then the colon, that's what there's a bot that's going to be basically searching for this as the keyword, which means that if you mess it up, you're screwed. If you're missing the colon, then your ID is not going to show up. If you type it like this and then autocorrect automatically puts an apostrophe in there, that's also going to mess it up, and it's not going to count. It's not case sensitive. You could make it both. You can make them both lowercase, and that's fine. But you need to make sure you at least have an I, a D, and a colon in there, and then the space here is optional. You don't need it, but you can put it there. More clan chat. Okay, look. Nah, I only leaked the stuff that was leaked earlier. I don't know if that makes it better, really, but we'll pretend that it does. I feel like everyone's got the wrong idea. I feel like I mean, to be fair, there was no good way to do it, and I'll acknowledge that. But I feel like everybody's reading the description, they're seeing the example that was my example of a relevant detail was I'm in tier 5 and I don't know, and people are just they're just putting their ID and they're just saying what tier they're in, and they think that that's what I'm looking for. Not necessarily. But to be fair, if that was the only info you're going to give me outside of your ID, that's actually not the worst info to give me. I'm pretty sure you gave me the wrong ID, my guy. Chris, I'm pretty sure you gave me the wrong ID. They're forgetting that I don't know what to buy next. No, I mean, you don't need to look. That was an example. They don't necessarily need to put that. They don't necessarily need to have that in. But I think they think that I'm looking specifically for what tier they're in, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for any kind of info that would help me figure out what their problem is. If they're having a specific problem, then I need details so that I know how to help the best. Minigun, Aegis, or Eclipse, which one is better? Probably Eclipse. I'm tier, I don't know. Okay. Clumsy, if you want to resend it, go ahead. If I didn't look at it, then it's most likely not because I saw it and I was like, no, I don't want to look at that. It was most likely just that someone else's, like, caught my attention more. And so yours just ended up getting lost in the sea of chat, and I never saw it after that. So anyone's free to, like, if I didn't look at your hangar and you want me to, then feel free to just ask me again. Obviously, just don't spam it. You'll know my username if you do get a chance to review my hangar. But you gave me the wrong ID. I can't review your hangar. Error, to be fair, over half the fun of this game is progressing. Many people get end game then quit because they get bored with everything already maxed. That's definitely the case sometimes. Sometimes it's worth just messing around. But I know a lot of people, like, it kind of takes forever to get anywhere. So, like, a lot of people don't really want to waste their time. They want to get stuff that's better rather than get stuff that's worse. Snake milk. Tier 6, I don't know what to buy next or what weapon I should use on my mechs. Okay, well. Tier 6 is Killshot and Panther. Okay, so you have Killshot and Panther. You should get Aegis to replace your Sentinel for sure. In fact, I would put these weapons on Zephyr and then put the disc launcher on the Aegis. The Tengu, get rid of that in favor of probably Orion. Orion with, like, missile rack 8s will be able to one-shot quite a lot of things. It should be able to one-shot most things that you run into. So that would be a good build. You could alternatively get Redeemer, but I don't think it's really worth it if you already have Killshot. You'll want to replace the Zephyr at some point, but yeah, I would focus on... Oh, he's got a... Wow, okay. Rank 3 Panther, nice. You could put the minigun 8s on Aegis as well, but they're probably better on Panther, to be honest. So yeah, put Aegis here. Put these weapons on Zephyr, put the disc launcher on Aegis. Replace this with Orion, put, like, Missile Rack 8 on it. If you have Missile Rack 8. Missile Rack 8 costs 8 coins, I think, so it's maybe not the easiest thing to get. In which case, you could use... What's a good 8 energy weapon that's... credits? I don't even know. Like, it's kind of scuffed, because, like, half of them... even nades, like the 10 is credits, but then the 6 is not, so you have to pair it with like a freaking cryonade, and that's not great. You could put this on Orion. And you have an Ember Gun 8, so putting 2 of these Ember Gun 8s on Zephyr is probably not bad. So I suppose it's also another option for you if you don't want to spend A coins on a 8 energy epic weapon, which I would totally understand. It's kind of way too much to spend on an 8 energy weapon. So yeah, 2 options for you. Jakey, I'm not sure what build to use on Aegis, whether it be Cryo 6 or 10 or nades. I haven't bought Aegis yet because I'm not sure what build I'm going to use. Ah, okay. Lucky Train. So, alright, so nade, regular nade is stronger than cryo nade, and I'm just going to say that right off the bat. If you want to use a regular nade plus a cryo nade 6, so like a nade 10 plus cryo 6, that's not terrible. It's probably better than using double cryo, the double cryo, like the 6 and 10. It's probably better. So, there's that. Missile Rack's a good one for Aegis as well. I wouldn't do any close quarters weapon on it, though. I wouldn't do close quarters on Arachnos either, though, to be fair. I would replace the Arachnos with Aegis. Put the missile rack on the Aegis, put the frags on the Zephyr. Close quarters weapons on Zephyr's pretty good, because you can do a lot of damage while they're EMP'd. It might not be enough time to do to unload the full mag, but it'll be a good start. If EM Orion isn't good, then what should I get instead? Aegis, maybe? Because I do have one, but it's only 4 stars and I don't have good weapons for it. That's fine. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would not say that EM Orion is particularly great. This is a good hangar. You would definitely do better without this build. If you have missile rackets, that's probably not bad. Yeah, fellas, if you spam, you're gonna get timed out. And I'm not gonna lie, I still don't even know. If you get timed out, all of your messages get deleted. So I still don't even know if, like, the bot's actually gonna collect your ID for the giveaway if you end up getting yourself timed out. Which essentially just means don't get yourself timed out, otherwise you'll probably be removed from the giveaway. Yeah, okay, so, like, possibly Missile Rack Aegis would be decent if you have Missile Rack 8s. If you don't, then... There's not a lot of great 8 energy weapons for Aegis that are, like, that don't cost 8 coins, I mean. Which is kind of annoying. And at that point, like, you may as well just stick with this for now. At this squad power... Oh, he's tanking. At this squad power, Disc Launcher 8 might actually be decent as well. You could try Disc Launcher 8 on Aegis. You could even try Disc Launcher 8 on Orion if you wanted to. You'd have the homing, you'd be able to curve it. Basically, it's similar to EMs on Orion, where it's like you don't have to really expose yourself much. But the damage might be slightly better, so it's worth trying. If you don't have either of those, then I probably wouldn't bother buying them, and I would just stick with this for now, but just understand that you're probably going to want to get rid of it. You could... You could also replace it with, like, a Panther, I suppose. And then you could do, like, double chain gun 10 or something like that. But you'd have to have Panther. You'd have to get chain gun 10, and then you'd have to duplicate it before actually, like, swapping this build out. How do I explore different playstyles? It's mostly from just, like, messing around with the stuff that you have. Which weapons could I put on Guardian? Okay, so... Oh, you have 3 different fragment gun builds. That's wild. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But yeah, the best way to explore different playstyles is literally just to use what you have, but on different mechs, right? So, like, you could try these nades on Guardian. It has 20 energy at the moment, so it's probably not the best, but you could put them on Redeemer instead of the fragment guns. Actually, this might be better on Redeemer, and then putting the frags on Aegis might be better. Guardian... The thing with Guardians, like, it's really good at close up, but only at first. The longer you keep it in your hangar, the weaker it gets because it's just a rare mech. Which means that the longer you keep it in your hangar, the more you're going to want to use it with like longer. More you're going to want to use it with longer range weapons. Missile rack is not a terrible one, but honestly, like 20 energy, I don't think is particularly good. I think you should be trying to get like Panther and Killshot at this point, and not be worried about Guardian. Rank 5 Ares. I would not put anything more into Ares. Even have mods for it. No, I wouldn't invest in Ares. Because it's kind of the same deal. When you get it, it's really strong. But then, since it's a low tier mech, the more higher tier stuff you get, the more higher tier stuff you fight. Which means the weaker this build becomes just comparatively. So... yeah, like some kind of nade build might actually be pretty good on Guardian too. I think the Cryo 10 is for credits, so you could do like nade 10 plus Cryo 10 or something like that. But yeah, I'd try to get Panther and Killshot at this point. Panther to replace Guardian, Killshot to replace Ares. Chris, nobody likes you is my username. Oh, hello. Not sure why the ID was wrong. Oh, okay. So I mean, I just keep my ID copied. If you were to ask me what it was, like by memory, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I have it like saved on my clipboard. So I don't think I would assume you're not online right now. I can try to find you, but it would be easier if you just gave me your ID, because I have a lot of people here, as you can tell. And also, if you could repeat your question, that'd be great, because I don't remember what it was. Here we go. You think yours is that? Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna find out. We're gonna see who this belongs to as soon as I'm done with this. As soon as I'm done with this hangar. What was that other hangar? Yeah, no, it's that do be the way that it is. Autocannons are long dead and buried. I don't know, they might be better than the new weapon. I don't know if Chris is still here. Cause I don't remember what his question was. I don't remember what it was that he was saying. I want to say he said something like sort of specific, like he had a more specific question, but I don't remember. This is an interesting build, though, that I would probably not invest in. Yem's not great. Arun is back. He missed you so much. He missed the way that you said ID 79 or 739690028. Said it the same way every time, multiple times. We're gonna see. Hey, yeah, it is you. Unless it's a freaking imposter with the same name. What is the repeater like? I haven't seen much about it. The repeater's pretty bad. It desperately needs a buff. It's kind of like it's kind of like Arc Torrent. It's really sad for a legendary weapon. Random guy. Oh, okay. So you're gonna need to put ID and then a colon and then your ID number after that. And this goes for Jason as well. I see that you didn't put a colon, so well, let me go over this again. So what happens is this is what you need to have. This is what you need to have in your message. Right before your ID, I need these 3 characters, an I, a D, and a colon. It's not case sensitive, but it's safer to make them both capital, especially if you're on mobile, because sometimes it auto-corrects it to put like an apostrophe in there. If there's an apostrophe there, then it's not going to count. And the reason is, after the stream is over, I am getting a bot to go through all of the chat and collect everything that has this keyword, which means that this is the keyword. If it's wrong in any way, if you're missing the colon, not going to work. If it has an apostrophe, not going to work. If it's wrong in any way, it's not going to work. And it uses that keyword to collect whatever number comes after it, right? So you can't put just this in one message and then put just your ID in the next message. It's not going to work. So you need to put them both in the same message. You can put a space between the colon and the ID, it doesn't matter. Thank you, Nihilus. Yeah. So I'm not like personally grabbing these. I'm not writing them down. I'm not doing any of that. Right? I know I used to write them down. I used to have mods have like the channel moderators. I used to have them copy them down and then paste them in my Discord for me to deal with later, but no. Now we got a bot to do it, which means it's a little bit more strict in terms of how to enter. Placed ID when I joined, didn't want to keep adding it. That's fair. So yeah, so long as you did it at least once. I have to just assume that people don't know if they don't add it though, because you know. Just needed advice on my hanger. Yeah, fair enough. Better safe than sorry, though. I just assume that if you don't put it in, then probably you didn't know, and it's worth mentioning it again. Is it worth saving up disc launcher? Saving up 4 disc launcher 8s, I assume you mean? They cost a lot of credits for a low-tier weapon. They're really strong when you first get them. So if you passed them up and you're going to get them kind of late, then it's probably not worth it. Because they're probably not going to be that great for like a super long time. But I hear that they're still really, really strong when you first get them. Alright, Jason, well, let me take a look at yours then. Thinking about getting more pilots, upgrade current mechs and weapons, or get disc launcher. You have a lot. You have mostly epic pilots. Oh no, you only have 3. 3 epic pilots is still pretty decent though. So that's probably good for now. You definitely don't want to keep investing in Paragon or Ares. Panther and Killshot are good. Zephyr's not great, but it's better than Paragon and Ares. I would replace this with an Aegis. You could probably keep the build too, to be honest. And then replace this with probably Redeemer. Yeah, you said you're in tier 5. Yeah, Redeemer would be fine. And it's another faster mech, so that'll kind of help you. You could get Disc Launcher, but I don't know if it's really necessary where you're at right now. You could probably just as easily just skip it. Double chain gun 6s. You'll want to get the chain gun 10 at some point. When you rank this guy up, he's going to be at 20 energy. So being able to use like double 10s on it would be really nice. If you got the chain gun 10 sooner rather than later, then you could do a 10 and a 6 to fill this current 16 energy that it has. So that would be good for you. yeah. Apart from that, pretty decent. Chris, there he is. Alright. Alright, okay. So not looking for anything specific. Okay, I got you. I thought maybe you did ask for something, ask some sort of specific question, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I wouldn't say that this is worth investing in. Disruptor 16, well, disruptors in general, don't work great at higher SPs because like a single perimeter multi-layer is gonna really kill the performance. Like, I mean, you take this one, for example. It has 8 layers, right? So even if each disruptor takes down 3 layers, it's going to take you 3 shots. It's going to take you 3 different disruptor shots just to take down the shield. That's before you start doing any actual damage. 10% shield pierce, but that's kind of negligible, right? So it's very much not ideal to use disruptors against mods. This is, honestly, it's pretty usable. I was just running this build earlier, actually. This is pretty good, especially for free-for-all. This is pretty good. This, Hemlock is a good mag. It's one of my favorites, but I would not say the EM rifle is a good fit for it. I would go with, like, a missile rack or a nade build. Something that pumps out a lot of damage in a short amount of time, so that you can get all of it out while they're EMP'd, right? So, yeah, so similar to EM rifle, you're gonna want something with like a lot of burst damage. But EM rifle suffers for the same reason that Disruptor suffers, and it's because of mods, and it takes multiple shots just to take down a mod before it can even do anything. Repeaters suck. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, repeaters are definitely bad, but you know, it's in terms of repeater builds, this is one of the more usable ones. I'll be replacing mine with Revokers. Yeah, good choice. Yeah, okay, so like Missile Rack, maybe Nade something. Hemlock. Or Storm Rack, obviously. If that's something that you have or are going to have. The Guardian... You don't have the crash range, do you? Okay, no. The Guardian, I would replace with... Possibly an Aegis. I know you already have a tank. You already have the Blockhorn. But Blockhorn is not the type of tank that, like, holds areas the same way that Aegis does. Like, you wouldn't drop a Blockhorn on the center beacon in most cases. Or at least, you know, if it was a choice between Blockhorn and Aegis, you would choose Aegis over Blockhorn pretty much every time. Blockhorn's the sort of thing that you kind of keep your distance with it. So, an Aegis would be really nice if you had kind of similar to Hemlock. It would do best with like Missile Rack, Storm Rack, nades, but also it would do really well with like a minigun, overdrive, or some type of weapon similar to that. So yeah. Otherwise, not too bad. The overdrivers are really fun. Revoker's pretty much rule close quarters at the moment. Oh yeah, 100%. 10 minutes wasn't enough. Oh no, Pupkick guy, don't do it. They need 20 minutes? Nah, bruh. Look, okay. Honestly, most of the time, I'm not even gonna lie. Most of the time, if I have timed someone out, it's because I already told them. I was like, don't do that. And then they continued. So I'll time them out for like, I don't know, typically at least 30 minutes. And then after that, I just time them out for 24 hours, which is basically my way of saying I don't want you in the chat anymore. Like, you got just like basically it's kind of like banning them, but only for that stream. That's the way that I see it. What time is it right now? Oh my goodness. It's already been an hour and 40 minutes. Gabriel, hello. XKH is Howler 16 good? Howler in general is not great. No. I would not say that it's worth getting. It's kind of entertaining, but it's not good. Oh, that's right. Alright, sure. 20 minutes to go, let's go. I know. I'm excited. I want to go to sleep. Where to put minigun 12 and what do I replace Panther with? Hemlock, Vortex, or Orion? Minigun 12. You could put the miniguns on Vortex instead of the Panther. I would say that's a really good build. You could also put minigun on Eclipse, but you'd need to max it out first. Same with Bastion, but it's better on Eclipse than it is on Bastion. If you put the minigun on Eclipse, then you could put the missile racks on Vortex, I suppose. Or you could put it on Hemlock. Basically just as like a filler for when you... like something to stand in for Stormrack. Obviously you'd eventually want to replace it with Stormrack. Both of Stormrack being the best weapon for Vortex and Hemlock, obviously. If you wanted to, you could put Missile Rack Bastion, then nades on Vortex. But I don't really know. I feel like nades are much better on Bastion, so it's probably not like a super great idea. Hangar solid 7. You could also keep the Panther, to be honest. Like, Panther's pretty good. It's just not good with sniper weapons. They were great before mods, but I'll replace disruptors. Yeah, I honestly, I was kind of sad because disruptors came out for in-game currency. The 6, 12, and 16 were all credits, and it was really nice. They were really accessible, fantastic weapon. They're very strong, and then mods came out and pretty much immediately ruined them. And I was like, well, damn it. Check your Hangar 3 top 5 builds according to Game Rant. Oh dear. Disc launcher surge. Bro, okay. You forgot to remove the one mod from Bastion. Wait, why do you have an epic perimeter multi-layer? What is this? Nah, bruh. This triggers me. This still triggers me, I'm not even gonna lie. I absolutely hate seeing this. All the rest of these are kind of whatever. They made sense, bro. It's like friggin'... The fact that Disc Launcher worked well on Surge back in the day made me so upset. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. And I hated it. It says Disc 12s on Panther specifically. Why though? Wait, why 12 instead of 6? Like, you could have a 16. Why specifically the 12? All right. They're the experts, not me. They clearly know what they're talking about. I should not question it. I have 6-star Aegis, but don't know what to put on them because 20 energy is kind of awkward. That's fair. Double nade 10's decent. Like a missile racks 12 and 8 is decent. Yeah, unfortunately, like, it's not really gonna perform on par with your other stuff if it only has 20 energy in terms of firepower, so it's like it would be even worse. Nades are like sort of lacking in firepower, missile racks are sort of lacking in firepower. So if you only have 20 energy, then that's just going to be amplified, and it's not going to seem very good. If you have like minigun 12 and 8, or even double minigun 10s, that's probably your best bet. I hate when players use Helix 10 on rank 6 Nomad. I've seen people use Helixes on Nomad. It's so unnecessary. But I don't mind it that much because, especially if they're on the opposite team, it usually ends up it being an easy kill, honestly. Oh, I got a dread crab blueprint. I'm so lucky. You know what? I'm probably just gonna spend 10,000 credits on a random implant. Sure, whatever. Don't really want to upgrade anything. Looks like I don't have a ton of credits, and I feel like that other mech that's going to be coming out kind of soon, I feel like it's going to be coming out sooner than I'm going to be ready for it. Like, I want to make sure that I'm spending the least number of credits possible. But at the same time, I don't want to, like, come over here and spend 2,000 credits on, like, Long Arm 10 blueprints or something like that. Because this is useless, right? This is just straight up garbage. There's no reason for it. Like, I'm just... That is quite literally just credits going into the void. If I'm buying an implant, yeah, it's 5 times as much, but at least I'm able to scrap it later and get some kind of value out of it. Which, in my opinion, is kind of better. And it's only 10,000 credits. You get that just from daily stuff, so. RuFFles all floaty hanger. Yeah, you noticed that? Floaty boy hanger. You're gonna head out, Nihilus? Okay, okay. Have a good night. But Dread Crap is almost as good as autocannon. Almost, almost. Danny boy, hello. Alright, we got like 10 minutes. I can do maybe 1 or 2 more, fine. Public bus. I don't think I did yours. Helix Snowman is just a waste, Cauliflower says. Yeah, I agree with that. This is... this is so unnecessary. You could have... Wait, don't Ember... Isn't Ember 8 credits? Oh, you already have it on that. Never mind. 10 energy. What about Frag 10? Is Frag 10 credits? Even if it's not, I'm pretty sure the 8 is. A single Frag 8 is probably better than this Shotgun 8, I'm not gonna lie. Well, although the Shotgun 8 is rank 4. I don't know why, but it is. That's pretty decent. This is good. This is alright. This is alright. This is meh. But I'm pretty sure you're like very much committed to doing stalker stuff, so I'll just accept it for what it is. And then this, I feel like you need some help with this guy. Frag 10 is credits as well. Okay, yeah. Bro, just replace it with a Frag 10, bro. It's not gonna cost you that much. There's no reason to be using Shotgun 8s. Forgot I had Viper 12s. You have Viper 12s? I don't know what you'd put it on though, like Viper 12. Maybe Eclipse, Pretty sure it's 650 coins. Somebody else said Frag 10 is credits. We can check. I'm gonna check the Mech Arena Master database right now. Cost purchases. Fragment gun 10 is 8 coins, yeah. I was lied to. It's fine. No, I don't like Surge. I feel like I'm cheating people of a good game if I use it. Oh yeah, same. Actually, I hate all dash mechs. I think all of them are lame. I only ever really use dash mechs if I'm trying to like try hard. Or in this case, just because like it's another floaty boy and I need another floaty boy. I could use MD, but like you know, I wanted a full hanger of like high tier floaty boys. A full. Oh, they're all legendary. I didn't even realize. Wasn't even paying attention. Yeah. Full hanger of legendary floaty boys. Just picked them up recently. It's trying to live. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I forget how much some of this stuff is. I can never remember. There's only like some weapons that I remember which ones are credits and which ones are A-coins. I know Ember 8's credits. I'm pretty sure Frag 12 is credits. I know Nade 10 is credits. Cryo 6 and 10 is credits. And possibly the 16? I don't remember. Disruptor, the 6, 12, and 16 are credits. The 10 for Chain Gun and Graviton are credits. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of them I just don't know. And then others I forget are even available. Like, I think, isn't there like one repeater that's available for A-coins or something? The Podgun 10, I think, is available for A-coins. I forget that that's even the case. Nomad is at least fun with fusions. Okay. Yes, Nomad. Okay, Nomad is more fun than Surge because it's less of just a cheat code. Because, you know, it's with mods, it's less likely that you're just gonna like dash into someone and just immediately one tap them. More than likely, you're just gonna like damage their shield a little bit, and then the resistance is nice, but you'll still be taking damage. So it's not like Surge, where it's just like, you know, oh sorry, you just don't get to play the game anymore until I kill you. So yeah. But in general, I find all dash mechs to be kind of lame. Mayfly, hello. Pretty sure 8 as well. Wand. You mean for frags? You're probably right. I think that's true. Are pods good? Oh yeah. Pods are very good. I would say they're a top 5 weapon. Like super, super underrated. Very few people use them. And I think it's because people don't give them enough credit. But they're super useful. Iced fish. Yeah, you know what? Sure. I'll do yours as the last one. Killshot Panther, that's good. Redeemer Aegis, nice. I like what I'm seeing. Ember Zephyr. That's pretty good. You might have better results if you swap these two builds. If you put the Disc Launcher on Aegis and the Nade Launcher on Redeemer. I'm sure your goal is to duplicate the Graviton 10 so that you can run 2 of them on Panther. If that isn't your goal, then it should be. Apart from that, I would say you just need to try to get better pilots at that point. Like, you got 2 rares, you don't really want to be dealing with rares. I guess the question is, do you get an epic beam pilot? Like, how long will we be using the beams? I think you'll be using Graviton 10s for quite a while. Because you'll probably end up using Graviton 10s on, like, later down the road, you'll probably use them on, like, Eclipse, maybe Surge. Even if your Panther outgrows them. Helix, I don't think is something you'll use forever. A lot of guided weapons end up losing relevance. I mean, Helix is relevant. It's just not something that a lot of people. It's not something I recommend a lot of people use because it's really easy to lose matches just because you're staying in a Helix build for too long. I just noticed your Crow is freaking maxed out. Oh, that's not good. Never get a rare pilot past rank 4. Yeah, so I would get Yeti for Panther. And that's pretty much it. I mean, just like, obviously, like slow progression going through tiers. You're in tier 6, I think, at the moment if you have these. So you're going to be going into 7 pretty soon, which has Surge and Eclipse, and that's really nice. But yeah, mostly just like duplicate this, try swapping these, maybe get a pilot for this as well. could help quite a bit. 'Tis officially 2 hours. Hooray. Oh, what's the ability cooldown? Okay. Sanji's last minute. Constant map forced me to use that killshot build. That's fair. No, I mean at your SP, like a javelin rack or helix rack killshot, very, very common for like early and mid game. It's very common to see those kinds of builds. And it's not bad, but like I said, it's not something that you want to keep long term. It's kind of like a Zephyr. Zephyr, when you get it, it's not bad, but you're not going to upgrade Zephyr. You're not going to use it for a super long time because it's kind of just, you know, it's only really good for a little bit. What mech should I save up for? Redeemer or Aegis? Aegis 100%. Redeemer is good, but it's only good until you, like, Killshot's better, right? Redeemer's a good beacon runner, but Killshot's just better. And Killshot, the only reason you get Redeemer is because you don't want to wait for Killshot. And the only reason you get Killshot is because you don't want to wait for Surge or Nomad, right? So Redeemer ends up getting replaced, Killshot ends up getting replaced, but Aegis does not. Aegis is like a top 7 mech or something like that. It's very, very good. You're not going to replace it more than likely, at least not for a very long time. Why should you never get a pilot past rank 4? You should never get a rare pilot past rank 4. And the reason is the stat sheet. Well, I guess that's not true anymore. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. So, okay, so the way that pilots used to be that there was a general damage stat, which was the same as the HP stat, and then there was an innate skill, which was in this case, it would be assault weapon damage. It would be the innate skill. So the way it used to be was the regular stat would scale with this, and then the innate skill would start at like, I don't know, like 2-3%, and then at rank 4 it would jump up a bit. It would jump up to like 7-8%, right? So it's worth getting it to rank 4 just to get that jump in stats. But then after that, you didn't get another jump in stats until you maxed it out. So at that point, rank 4 was essentially just the cheapest way to get that jump in stats. But also, if you look at like the cost, I have the Mech Arena Master database up here right now. If you look at the cost of pilots, a rare pilot, the cost to get it from rank 3 to rank 4 is 250 pilot marks. That's not that bad, right? To get it from rank 4 to rank 5 is 1,500 though. Like that's 6 times as much, right? That's a lot of resources. For 1,500 pilot marks, you could get a legendary pilot to rank 4. You could. It would cost less than 1,500 pilot marks to get a legendary pilot to rank 4. And a rank 4 legendary pilot is much better than a rank 5 rare pilot, right? So it's a matter of cost scaling and a matter of how it used to, the stats used to jump in a specific way. But they don't anymore. But it's still, the cost scaling factor still applies, so I still don't recommend doing any more than rank 4. Because 250 pilot marks is pretty cheap, like that's fine. I want pods, revokers, and storm X for my hangar. Yeah, fair enough. All of those are very good. Revoker and Storm Rack are definitely like the carry weapons, but pods are much more entertaining in my opinion. Like that's the sort of weapon that I use for fun. Pod gun. All right, Tech Devil. Make sure that you're putting in your. Make sure that you're submitting it correctly. You need to put in like the ID colon thing before you put your ID number in. So like it should look like this. So you need all of this. And then you put like your ID, whatever number that is afterward. But this is essentially the keyword that I'm going to have a bot. A bot's going to be searching for it, which means since it's a bot, that means that if you do it wrong in any way, I see you put it in, and yeah, I was just about to cover that as well. So if it's wrong in any way, then it's not going to count, which means if the colon's not there, it's not going to count. If it autocorrects to put an apostrophe here, then it's not going to count. It's not case sensitive. You could have them both. You could have it be lowercase. You could have the DB. You could do it like this. Like, it doesn't really matter. The space after the colon is optional. You could put your ID in right like that, right? But you need at very least those two numbers and a colon, and then your ID number right after that. Not a hyphen. I see Gayatri. Yeah, make sure that it's a colon and not a hyphen. Like I said, it is a bot that is collecting these. I'm not writing these down. I'm not having anyone collect these. It is a bot that is going to go through the stream once it's done processing. So I'm going to end the stream, and then we're going to have another short stream later. And yeah, I have to end because I need to give YouTube time to like process the stream, process the stream replay, the chat replay, and then I'll have a bot go through that. The bot will collect everything that follows the correct format, and it'll completely ignore everything that doesn't follow the correct format. Which means if you don't put it in the right format, then it's essentially the same as you didn't put anything in at all. Which mech should I get first? Surge or Eclipse? Surge is... Okay, it kind of depends. Surge is generally better. Surge is stronger. It's the best mech in the game. However, Eclipse is more useful for free-for-all. So if you grind free-for-all a lot... If you grind free-for-all, like, a ton, then probably Eclipse will be Eclipse will get you better results. And it'll be more useful for you. But if you don't really grind free-for-all a ton, then Surge is the better mech. Gayatri, bro, you're putting a hyphen there. I need a colon and not a hyphen. If I end the stream, then it's Jover for you. A Rivera, much appreciated. Thank you, sir. But yeah, as soon as I end the stream, then the giveaway thing's over. I'm gonna start a new stream in an hour or so from now, and on that stream I'm gonna pick the winner essentially, and that's just so that everybody knows that I'm not rigging it or anything. Everybody can watch. They can see how the winner's picked and make sure that it's not rigged or whatever. And then maybe we'll play a couple matches afterward, but it's mostly just for that. No worries, Chris. Thanks for being here. Which should I get, Redeemer or Orion or Panther? I already have Aegis and Killshot. If you have Killshot, then don't bother getting Redeemer. Orion and Panther kind of depends on what your hangar looks like, and also kind of depends on what your playstyle is and what weapons you have available. But I'm done reviewing hangars for the day. It is 2:11 in the morning. Let's freaking go. And yeah, so I'm about to end. I just wanted to give people a few extra minutes to get their ID in the chat if they didn't already do so. This one guy doesn't seem like he's gonna put it in correctly, so it's kind of, oh well. So yeah. Alright, fellas. I will see y'all in like an hour, roughly. I don't know exactly when, so it's gonna be like, but probably between like an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll start another stream. We'll be able to we'll pick the winner there. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Take care.